visos vienodai skanios.
Good morning, good morning. So, getting ready for the new week. Right. So, how does my volume sounds? Because last time I did check my live from last week Friday. I mean, there was a really bad sound. So, just checking how it is now. How this music sounds. All right. So, what we have been up to is this was the last week's trade. This right here. So as you can see that there was an entry at a break of the opening range and retest, and then obviously what price did is I there was a little drawdown, but at the end price obviously pushed higher. I did close at this liquidity pool, but because that was the bank holiday, so that's why I wanted to be aggressive in taking profits, and then obviously price did push higher to the full take profit. And this was the 10 a.m. candle swing point to the upside from the opening range break, retest, and then price did move to the upside. So now, what do I see now is obviously we're bullish on NQ. I would love to see buys, but for me, to take buys, what price must do is obviously for the new 10 a.m. candle, which will be in 15 minutes, roughly 18 minutes, I would love to see price break out the range. Oh, okay. So I would see price break out of the range, then make the session high target for the session, and then obviously price to create new swing point for somewhere here or here, whatever price does create, and look for the buys. So kind of same move I was looking on Friday. Now, what else there would be a potential trade is if price does break low, opening range low here, and then obviously we can see push higher back to the opening range high. Now, obviously buys looks much better because obviously we are in bullish trend because we're above these key levels right here, and as you can see, whenever price does close above this blue line, which is the New York VWAP, then obviously we can see move higher. So for sells, for sells, um, for sells, obviously they're not looking good because the levels are not clear at the moment. They are in line for buys, not sells at this point. So for sells, obviously, if price does double break, does break the range high, and then obviously I will have change in the state of delivery, and then I will close below the New York VWAP, which is this blue line, and then obviously I can try to trade to the opening range low. Now, to be honest, I don't really want to look for sells, but if they happen, they happen. I may just miss them because I want a high probability trade, right? And for me, the high probability trade now is to look for buys. So it's just a matter of time. Obviously, if price does close somehow below these two levels, and then that would be a potential sell area for me, because even if price does break opening range low, then comes back and does create new swing point for the 10 a.m. candle, I mean, it's no room to play for. There's no room to play because price may come to this level or to this level, and then obviously price may just reject and push higher. So let's see. So before any trade, I mean, I'm not gonna take anything before opening range breaks, either side of the range, either high or low. And after the first break, then I will decide what I want to do. Because if price does break the low first, and then does show me the change in the state of delivery, right, somewhere here or here, and then closes above this blue line, then obviously I will look for buys to opening range high and maybe higher. So we'll see. So at this point, I'm just gonna wait for the new 1 hour candle to open, and then obviously I will go from there. 7 minutes left until 1 hour candle closure, and from there I will see what can we do. I mean what what I will do. For now it looks like price is gonna close a strong bullish on the 1 hour, but if the next candle does break the high first and then obviously do some sort of change in the state of, change in the state of delivery somewhere here below the opening range, then maybe if price does close below the New York VWAP, then maybe we can push it lower to this opening range low. Other than that, I will wait for either side of the range to be broken first. So the opening range is really the first 15 minutes after the 9, like from the 9:30 to 9:45. So this 15-minute candle is really your opening range, and you just wait for price to break either side of the range, and then from there you have two options: is either you're going to take a double break trade, which is price is going to fake out or manipulate the opening range low or high, and from there you will push higher, right, or lower. Or you can trade a break and retest, which was a Friday trade where you break out of the range and then obviously come back and make new swing point for the new 1 hour candle, which is a 10 a.m. because I do really trade only 1 hour, like until 11. Like if I don't have trade like until 11, then obviously I'm not gonna take anything else. So you will wait for price to make a session high or session low. In this case, it would be a session high because all the VWAPs align to the upside. So I would look for buys until this level. I mean, whatever level it creates, So after the opening range is like after the opening range is broken, then you decide either you take. I mean, then I decide either I take a double break trade with the VWAP alignment, or do I take a double break trade also with the VWAP alignment. But for the break and retest, really I want all the VWAPs aligned, right? All these three key levels, I want them to align for me to take buys if I have the break and retest. When for double break trade, which is where you manipulate, fake out, then obviously I can try to go against those two levels, which for example these two levels, and you see the New York here. So if price does manipulate here and then closes below New York, then obviously I can trade to this lows, to the opening range low, and maybe then price could go lower. So but obviously on this kind of trade I would risk like half percent. I wouldn't risk the full position on this trade when the only one VWAP align. If there is like all VWAP alignments, obviously at this point I will risk my full position. So before any trade, I will wait for price to break either side of the range first. Like if price does not break the range, then I'm not taking any trade. So for me, the set of the opening range and break of it is the key, like for what I'm doing here. Alright, so alright, so right now we have a break of the range. So at this point, if price really wants to go, if price really wants to push higher, then obviously I would want for price to make the session high and then create new swing points somewhere here or here for price to continue pushing up to target the session highs. Now, if price does break high first, then create some sort of change in the state of delivery here, and then close below this New York session, then maybe I can trade to the opening range low. But for now, obviously, I'm not looking for sells, I'm looking for buys. So at this point there is no sells for sure because we are trading above all the VWAPs, which means that the trend is bullish. And as you can see, price tried to close below the New York VWAP, but it couldn't, and from there price pushed up. So we do have a push higher, and now if price does come lower, retest the VWAP from the New York session, and then obviously I can target the session highs or whatever highs price is gonna make here. Or if price does close below, then we will see. Maybe we can trade lower because the first break is to the upside, and this, the strategy is the first break is very important. Whatever price does break first, so you want to trade to the opposite side of the range, right? But sometimes, as I said, if price is in the trend, bullish or bearish, then you want to look for the break and retest trade. But the double break trade, which is the after the first break of the range, it has very high percentage of win rate that is gonna trade to the opposite side of the range. So 3 minutes left until 15-minute candle, and we'll see how the next candle opens, because we're still trading above the VWAPs. Okay, we're still trading above the New York and overnight and the previous day New York. But for me, if I will take the sells, the stop loss would have to be the session high right here, and the take profit is opening range low. So that would be my stop loss for sells. It has it ha- you know it needs to be right here at this high, because until this high is really broken, and if we have a closure below this New York session VWAP, then obviously I can try to sell until the opening range low, because we already manipulated the high and I'm looking for the range low. Now, obviously we already have the change in the state of delivery on the 1 minute, so the indicator is going to mark up for me, and as you can see, this right here is change in the state of delivery, or even this level, wherever you could take both levels. But as long as we keep trading above this level, I'm not looking for I'm not looking for sells. If we have the closure below this level, then maybe I can try to sell until the opening range low, because then price may want to retest the overnight low, overnight the VWAP. That would be the key level right here, because obviously price is has a larger gap, right? When they're close to each other, then this is a good trade to take when they both VWAPs are aligned, the New York and overnight. So if we have closure, then I may try sell, but obviously this trade would be a half risk because only one VWAP is aligned. As you can see that on the 1 hour time frame, first 15 minutes did break the high and close bearish. So let's see. Because price still can create the swing point for the new 10 a.m. candle. Let's see. Let's see if we can have closure here. Alright, so if price does close below the New York VWAP, I'm taking the sells. So I am in sells. Alright, so let's see. Because right now, for buys to play out, price would have to close right here. Above this level, if price does close, then most likely price is going to continue pushing higher. we are going to follow the protected swings. Alright, so I'm going to journal my trade at the same time it's running. Alright, so today was 22nd, right? So the entry time was a 10:18. Risk was half. So the VWAP only, so the only New York VWAP is aligned in this trade, alright? So I'm gonna mark up it's only New York VWAP, so that's why I went half risk. So I entered within the candle free on the 15-minute candle, and liquidity was taken at a 10:15 candle, right? Yeah, 10 a.m. candle. So that was a 10 a.m. candle, and we're currently running this trade nicely. Alright, so this is almost one-to-one trade. Can we sweep the lows of the opening range low? Let's see. Alright, there's 4 minutes left until this candle closes on the 15 minutes. And I think I am going to be done by the next candle open. So can we close below this candle? If this candle closes below, then we have a new protected swing, which I would expect to hold and push lower. Alright, so can we break the opening range low? Alright, so looking good. Closing full here. And this was the trade for today. That was a nice win. That was a 1-to-1 win, obviously, because the whatever price gives you, you take it, right? Price can push lower, as I said, to this New York overnight VWAP, but I want to be green from Monday, so this trade is okay for me. Now I am done by 10:30, not even that, 2 minutes until 30 minutes closes. And yeah, this was the trade for today. uh, Thank you for being here, and see you in the next one.